Star Trek finally shares Uhura's post-finale fate with new Starfleet rank. For decades, fans of Star Trek, the original series, have wondered what became of Nyota Uhura after the crew of the USS Enterprise bid their final farewells in Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country. Played with trailblazing poise and power by Nichelle Nichols, Uhura stood as one of the most important characters in science fiction history, but her personal journey often went underdeveloped. Now, at last, Star Trek has given fans what they've long craved: a definitive glimpse into Uhura's future and her well-earned new rank within Starfleet. From communications officer to Starfleet legend, Uhura began her Starfleet career as a lieutenant aboard the Enterprise, manning the communications console with a keen intellect, unmatched linguistic prowess, and cool professionalism. But more than her technical skill, it was her presence that mattered. Uhura was a beacon of representation, a symbol of dignity and hope in a time when such portrayals were rare on television. Her importance transcended the bridge. Yet despite her iconic stature, Star Trek never quite followed through on what came next. The movies aged her alongside her crewmates, showing her in higher ranks, lieutenant commander, then commander, but without the same narrative attention given to Kirk, Spock, or McCoy. Fans often filled in the blanks themselves. Did she retire? Teach at Starfleet Academy? Take command of a starship? Now, new canon gives us the answer. The reveal: Admiral Uhura. In a recent episode of Star Trek, Prodigy Season 2, now officially considered canon in the larger Star Trek timeline, it's revealed that Nyota Uhura eventually rose to the rank of Admiral in Starfleet. The reveal isn't a spotlight moment or a dramatic declaration, but something far better: a quiet confirmation of what fans always believed she was capable of. A display of Starfleet's historical archives in the series includes a list of prominent figures who shaped Federation history, and among them is Admiral Uhura. Her contributions are listed not just as a communications officer, but as a pioneer in interstellar linguistics, diplomacy, and cross-cultural communication. It's a small moment, but a meaningful one, a future finally confirmed. Why this matters? The confirmation of Admiral Uhura isn't just a cool Easter egg. It's long overdue recognition for a character who was so often in the background but never out of sight. Uhura's rise to Admiralty speaks to her growth, her impact, and her legacy. It also mirrors the evolution of how the franchise treats its female characters. In TOS, Uhura was groundbreaking just for being there. By the time Prodigy takes place, her contributions are celebrated alongside the likes of Admiral Janeway and Ambassador Spock. It's poetic justice that her career doesn't simply fade out, it ascends. More than a rank, Uhura's continuing influence. Canon sources now suggest that after the events of the Undiscovered Country, Uhura continued her Starfleet service by taking on key diplomatic and academic roles. She helped design communication protocols for first contact situations and is credited with founding an entire branch of the Federation Linguistics Division. This expanded legacy puts her in league with Starfleet's greatest minds. Much like Spock's post-TNG work on Romulan reunification or Scotty's engineering innovations, Uhura's post-Enterprise life continues to shape the galaxy. In many ways, she becomes the Federation's voice, not just on the bridge, but in its diplomacy, science, and education. Even earlier canonical breadcrumbs hinted at this future. In Star Trek: Strange New Worlds, Celia Rose Gooding's younger Uhura is shown with a passion for languages and a hunger to understand the universe. It's fitting that her future self would help the Federation speak not just in words, but in understanding, honoring Nichelle Nichols' real-life legacy. The update also carries emotional weight, given the passing of Nichelle Nichols in 2022. The actor's legacy is inseparable from Uhura's. She wasn't just a Starfleet officer, but a real-world pioneer. Nichols broke racial barriers, inspired generations, and even worked with NASA to recruit women and people of color into the space program. Giving Uhura the title of Admiral posthumously honors Nichols as much as it does the character. It's a respectful nod to everything she stood for, and everything Star Trek has become because of her. The show's writers may have waited decades, but they got this moment right.